Oh. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurudeva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om and good evening from Cleveland. If you compare the two words, vacation and pilgrimage, they create a very different feeling or bhava in oneself. One who is on a vacation is really trying to enjoy as much as possible, whether that means through relaxation or indulgence. One who is following a pilgrimage is not there for enjoyment, they're there for meaning. If that means going through hardships, if that means not being comfortable, there's a difference. The Vedantic word for pilgrimage is yatra. And the lowest, most meaningless form of yatra is when we go to a particular place, and in that place we don't seek out satsang. Because that yatra is actually just a vacation. What distinguishes a vacation from a pilgrimage is that seeking out of satsang. By going to particular places, we have unique, impactful experiences associating with those who are noble, those who are truthful, those who are in tune with existence. And this is the vision of our Chinmaya Inspiration Yatra, Satsang. That we may have traveled to Trinidad, we may have traveled to Bharat, and we were moved by that, but the fulfillment of these yatras is to be in satsang. And we know satsang creates so much more, whether it's viveka, whether it's vairagya. Whenever I think of our Chinmaya Inspiration Yatras, I never, ever, ever have a meaningless or negative thought. There's only thoughts of fulfillment. I recently had to put together a report on 10 years of seva with Chinmaya Mission. And one of the greatest experiences, one of the greatest involvements I've had over the last 10 years is everything associating with our yatras. Whether organizing them, being on them, meeting all of you, and now our satsang. Creation has a propensity to succumb to vikara. Vikara means change, vikara means destruction. When you build a new house, right away it kicks into vikara, correct? The house gets old, it starts to crack. Once you take a car off a lot, it loses value. Once you're born, you start to move towards death. Creation is flowing towards vikara, correct? No one can deny that. Now this vikara can be countered by samskara. Samskara means that which is well done, that which puts back. In other words, it is not random change, but directed change. It's not destruction, but it's construction. Samskara. And I'm making this more personal. How many of you bathed today? Do I have to use the word honestly in this question? Suppose one of your RAWs, your reflection adventures of the week, was not to bathe for a week. What would happen to your body? It would stink. You already have vasanas. Now people will be able to feel those vasanas. There's an episode of The Simpsons where I think someone had drawn Mo, and they put these lines near his arms, and they said, "Oh, it's so cute, you even included the stink lines." That would be like us. How many of you thought today? What if you don't think for a week? As dirty as our body would become, because of all of our cells and the environment, the mind is much more grand and is in a much more challenging environment. It also becomes dirty, stinky. What did you do for your body today? What did you do for your body this week? You did lots. You bathed, like you said. You bought deodorant. You bought perfume. You combed your hair. What did you do for your mind today? What have you done for your mind this week? We live by this out of sight, out of mind. I can't see my mind, so I don't do anything for my mind. But not us. We are in satsang because we know that the mind has a propensity to become impure. And in our satsang, we are going to counter this with samskara. We are going to be guided by Manah Shodanam. Manaha means mind, that which thinks, that which has thoughts. And Shodanam means pure. In a lesser way, it means clean. So many of us have been to Sandipini Sadhanalaya, which is the abode of sadhana, the alaya, the foundation for discipline. Sandipini is also known as Shodhanalaya. It is the abode of purity. It is the abode of becoming meritorious. We began our study of Manah Shodanam last month. Let us reread Shloka 1 together. This is how Manah Shodanam looks. I hope all of you have a copy. If you don't this month, you must have one next month. To not have Manah Shodanam and still be in the satsang, that's too casual. As yatris, you know that you have to be more serious, more involved in our study. Okay? Together. Paramatma dvayanandaha sarvabhutastitopiha ajnanena vrito drishtaha tateva cha manomalaihi. And the simple meaning that's shared in this first shloka, all you and I know, all we've experienced is dvaya anandaha, which means dual or duality bliss. We do not know advaya anandaha. We do not know oneness joy. And I'll make this more realistic. All the joy that we experience in our life is through an equipment, isn't it? It's through a sunset. It's through a concert. It's through my ear. It's through my stomach. It's through my mind. That's all of the nature of duality. It's an outside equipment. It's an inside equipment. It's all dual. Here, what Guruji Swami Tejramananda is implying is we have to experience a independent joy that's not based on articles, beings, circumstances, that is not based on an equipment, body, mind, intellect, which means that this joy has to be my nature. You all turn your lights off and I ask you, are you there? You will say yes. You don't need light. You don't need your eyes because you know based on your awareness. That's your nature. Joy is too. All of the joy we experience is through equipments. That's dvayanandaha. That's lame. We should think carefully about how polluted any happiness we've experienced in life is. The next shloka. Jnanena tu tadajnane nashte bhati swayam hi saha satyametat tatapiha kashtamekam cha vartate. And here Guruji shares, ignorance is when we ignore that which is right in front of us, that which is close to us. We take our family for granted, correct? That's ignorance. We take our health for granted. That is ignorance. And most deeply, we take joy for granted. That's ignorance. All of us think we can create joy. I'm going to manipulate articles, beings, circumstances to create joy, when in actuality, the technical way to feel what our nature is, this is called praptasya praptihi. Praptasya praptihi means to gain that which is already gained. Now, in an English sentence, that would be pretty useless. I gained what was already gained? What does that even mean? That's exactly what this journey is about, isn't it? I'm seeking what I am. It sounds so ridiculous in English, but we've been doing this for years. Our first Chinmay Inspiration Yatra was in 2011. Decades, lifetime. You are of the nature of joy. You don't have to gain it. You just have to know it. And the word for this is vidya, or here jnana. Vidya is remembering. When you remember, you practice. When you practice, you reach perfection. Remembrance, practice, perfection. But if you don't remember, you can't practice. And if you don't practice, you can never be perfect. This is us. There is no better description of who we are than these initial shlokas of Manah Shodanam. And this continues. Now we study new content. I'm on shloka 3. I will chant each quarter. You please repeat after me, and then we'll chant together. Yavan malanakshiyante, yavan malanakshiyante, manaso ragarupakaha, manaso ragarupakaha, tavanna tattva jignyasa, tavanna tattva jignyasa, jayate manushe hridi, jayate manushe hridi. Together. Yavan malanakshiyante manaso ragarupakaha tavanna tattva jignyasa Jayate manushe hridi. Here, what Guruji shares is yavat. Yavat means as long as, and in the next line you'll see tavat. As long as, this is what will happen. Mala. Malaha means mala. In Hindi, what does mala mean? Dirt, impurities. Na is not. Kshiyante, which means taken away, is not destroyed. So this is the first quarter. As long as impurities are not made pure, and naturally, there is going to be sorrow that comes with that. So we'll get to that, but we'll open this up some more. Mala of my hands may be dirt, may be bacteria. Mala of my mind will come raga, dvesha, likes, dislikes. But the fundamental mala, the fundamental impurity of all of us is vasanas. Vasanas we interpret as fragrance. It's better to interpret it as odor, right? When you go to a store and you smell cologne or perfume, it has a fragrance. You don't go and smell the odor. As soon as you use the word odor, you know it's not something that's healthy. In relation to my nature, vasanas are unhealthy. So the mala that's mentioned here is vasanas. And this word kshiyande means to shrink. And I've shared many times in our courses, we have to. The purpose of living is vasana kshaya. I use the word kshaya. So that's what Guruji is sharing here too. If we're not engaged in vasana kshaya, what are we engaged in then? What were you doing today? What are you going to do this upcoming week? Manasaha raga rupakaha. Manasaha, in the mind, what will be there? Raga. Raga means likes, raga means attachment. Rupakaha, the mind will be of the nature of this. The mind will have attachment and much, much, much more. So let's open this up some too. If we refer to Bhagavad Gita, if raga is there, or attachment, what will come after that? Correct. There will be bhaya or fear. And if bhaya or fear is there, what's coming after that? Krodha or anger. So here, when the word raga is mentioned, a whole lot more is there. Now I'll make this more personal. Where there is raga, raga means like. I like this person, I don't like this person. When there is this idea of liking someone, there's a partiality that comes with that, isn't it? People you like, you are more partial to. You're ready to endure them more. You're ready to forgive them more, isn't it? How many of you attend a live study group? So in our study groups, we tend to read, correct? Imagine we're reading Manah Shodanam. Now, it's someone's turn to read, and English is not their first language, so they're reading, and they're reading slowly. They're reading in a nervous way. They're skipping words. They're making up words. And you don't like that person. So what do? Every time they're stuck, you quickly assert, this is what the word is, this is what the word is, this is what the word is, correct? Now suppose this person is your significant other. Suppose this person is someone that's going to give you something. When they're slow or they mess up, what do? Oh, titiksha, endure. I'm so large-hearted, I accept them. See the partiality. Yes? And if you're thinking, okay, that's too subtle, you know what else will come with like or raga? Is predictability. Where there's partiality, there's predictability. When we are partial to someone, there's such predictability of how you will interact with that person. When you are impartial, you never take sides, which means you never are predictable. You're more spontaneous. And there's such a lovely expression of this in the difference between Ramayana and Mahabharata. Some people say Bhagwan is partial. God has blessed me but not you, or the other way around. In Ramayana, Bhagwan Vishnu takes whose side? Surya's or Indra's? Who does he support? Surya, no, Sugriva, and not Vali or Indra. You all agree? Let's fast forward to the next yuga. That sounds, yeah, we'll just press fast forward. We'll go to the next yuga. Bhagwan Vishnu as Lord Krishna supports Surya or Indra? Karna, who's Surya, or Arjuna, who's Indra? Arjuna, no? Bhagwan is not partial to Surya or Indra. He's partial to Dharma, to those who are responsible. But as long as Raga is there, we will be irresponsible. Lots to these quarters, isn't it? In the next quarter, where there's Yavat, there is Tavat. If this is there, then this will happen. Tavat na tattva jignasa. As long as there are vasanas, there's going to be impurities in the mind, like Raga. So long, there will not be jignasa. Jignasa means thirst, longing for tattva, for the truth, for the divine. We will not want that the way we want concert tickets, the way we want a significant other, the way we want our kids to grow up well. We will not want that because there's so much confusion in the mind. Someone who doesn't have this thirst, someone who's not making knowing the truth a priority, they perpetually use the words busy and but. I'm busy. Busy with what? Not busy with tattva, correct? If you were busy with tattva, you will never use the word busy. If you were busy with tattva, you'd have a huge smile on your face right now and would never use the word but. We are busy not with tattva, we are busy with samsara. Tomorrow in our completion of our Balavira camp, we're going to be chanting some of Bhagwan Krishna's names. And one of his names is Samsara Vairine Namaha. The one who is the enemy to samsara. What an awesome name. If we have another kid, I want to name them that. My child is the enemy to samsara. I want to change my own name to that. For someone who's an enemy to samsara, there's so much longing for being free. They do not endure stress, anxiety, depression, sad. I'm playing on that acronym. Jayate manushe hridi. This longing never is born in their heart. It never grows in the heart, which means it's never close to them. They come, they teach Balavira on Sunday for 90 minutes, and that's it. You know, I've done a favor to the organization. They're always acting in the minimum. And I'll share a story with you relating to this. I read this recently. When Bhagwan Shiva, also known as Jagadishvara, the master of the multiverse, when he had created the multiverse, he created humans. And what's unique about humans is intelligence, a developed intellect. So this was all created. And as he observed his creation, he saw most humans were misusing their intelligence. Some humans were abusing their intelligence. Few humans were using their intelligence. Most misusing or abusing. So he met with his manager. Who's Bhagwan Shiva's manager? Lord Brahma. We say Lord Brahma is the creator, but really, Lord Shiva is the creator. Lord Brahma is his manager. So he met with Lord Brahma and said, we need to teach these humans a lesson. What we need to do is hide their intelligence, to make them find their intellect and its potential. So he asked Lord Brahma, where should we hide this? So Lord Brahma was thinking about his workplace, that is the multiverse. And he says we should hide the intelligence of a human on the top of a mountain. You know, Mount Everest keeps growing. Let's put it there. And Bhagavan Shiva thought for some time and said, no, humans will find a way to climb Mount Everest. If not, they'll take a helicopter to reach Mount Everest and they'll find that intelligence. So Lord Brahma said, yeah, you're right. They were speaking in English like this, okay? I have a recording on my iPhone. So then, Lord Brahma says we should bury this intelligence in the deepest part of the world, which is the Marianas Trench. It's deeper than Mount Everest. We'll put it there. Bhagavan Shiva said, no, they'll create submarines and they'll endure that pressure and they'll find that intelligence. And Lord Brahma said, yeah, they will. So let's put it in the middle of a desert where it's hard to get there. There's nothing else there. People will not be fascinated by this. And Lord Shiva said, but they'll use animals then. You know, if they can't do it, they'll send some sort of animal to do that. So we can't do that either. So Lord Brahma was stumped. He didn't know where to hide this intelligence. So now where did Lord Shiva decide to hide that intelligence? In our hearts. He said no one will ever look in their own heart. No one will ever think happiness is their nature. And you're all smiling. Yeah, what a cool story. I can't wait to tell this in my workplace, but change all of the names and be creative. But it's about us! Why are you objectifying this? This is us. It doesn't grow in our own heart. Where are we going to find God anywhere else? Where are we going to find joy anywhere else? That's what this last quarter shares. An extension is in Shloka 4. Katam chidyadi jayeta, katam chidyadi jayeta, tatvecha purva karmataha, tatvecha purva karmataha, bodho pijayate yadva, bodho pijayate yadva, tanishtha neva sambhavet, tanishtha neva sambhavet. Together. Katam chidyadi jayeta, tatvecha purva karmataha, bodho pijayate yadva, tanishtha neva sambhavet. Guruji shares here. Katam chid, which means somehow, sometimes, yadi jayeta. He's connecting it to the previous shloka that somehow if this does manifest in one's heart. Okay? He begins this shloka with this. And what we need to think about is, what brought you to Vedanta? What brought Vedanta to you? How are you here right now? Try to do the reverse engineering of where you are now and how did you get here? You can even take a micro example of the yatra. How did you get on? How did you complete a yatra, yatras? So Swamiji is asking us to think of the same. And he says, Tatvecha purva karmataha. It is our karmas. Which karmas? Purva karmas. Our past actions which created results that have given birth to this icha. Icha means desire, thirst for tattva, for nobility, truth, joy. So how are we where we are? We are here because of our past actions. And if I can refer this to Bhagavad Gita, it is actually our right actions that creates the right associations. Right actions create the right associations. An irresponsible person will not find themselves in satsang. An irresponsible person will not find themselves on a yatra. They will pass a deadline, or they will act in such a way where I'll delay it. I'll say, no, this yatra is not ready. You're not ready for this. We'll have to wait for another yatra that would come. So right actions create right associations, and it's no different than the corporate world, isn't it? When you're a good worker, you start to meet influential people. We call that networking, isn't it? And it's so cool. We have all of these networking events. They're just copying satsang, but putting money to it. But that's what's being shared here. How did you get here? It was through right actions that this right association has come. Even on our Yatri Satsang poster, it says exclusively for Chinmaya Inspiration Yatris. And that exclusivity is not that you're no good and we're good, but to bring greater appreciation for our experience. So now we're all feeling very good about ourselves based on this first line. But there's a second line. So a reality check comes in the second line. Bodhopi jayate yadva. Bodha means knowledge or understanding. Api jayate yadva. Even though this understanding has been born. So even though, it's almost like, I want to give, but you pause. You know there's a but coming. You know there's a yet coming. What Swamiji is sharing in this Sanskrit quarter is, we all have virtues when we are in satsang. Right now, do you have viveka or discrimination? Yes. Prioritization. Do you have vairagya or independence? Yes. I was eating those apples and blueberries before I began talking, not while I'm talking. Do you have the shat sambati? There's some shraddha, samadhana, one is focused. Do you have mumukshutva? Yeah. This is way more important than my work, MBA scores, how I look. But as soon as satsang is complete, what happens to that viveka, vairagya, shatsampati, mumukshutvam? What happens to it? It starts to fizzle and fade and fall, which really means we don't have these virtues. What we have is values. Values are theorized, virtues are applied. If you change outside of satsang, and I'm being very intense about this message because this is what we need. If you are a different person outside of satsang, then the person you are in satsang is not real. And we all have this closet personality, isn't it? I mentioned this in the movie The Life of Pi, when Pi, I was like, what's that person's name again? Oh yeah, The Life of Pi. When Pi catches and kills the first fish to feed, Richard Parker, is that how he says it? He cries and says, sorry, Vishnu, and then he says, thank you, Vishnu. And I feel that's the most precious scene in the movie because he's in the middle of the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, not even the Atlantic Ocean, and he's with an animal, not another human being. That's open to interpretation, but right now we'll go with an animal. And still, he's sad that he had killed that animal, and he's still grateful for that fish. No closet personality, isn't it? Even though no one's looking, he's still thinking, speaking, acting in the same way. And Guruji ends this shloka by saying, Tanishtha neva sambhavet, when This understanding is context-based, not content-based. Tannishta, that abidance, na eva sambhavet, that abidance is not present. That abidance does not manifest. And we may be thinking to ourselves, who cares? One of the qualities of a realized person is brahmanishta. They're absorbed or established in infinity. Who cares? Let me just be have more pleasure, more possession, more position. I don't need some peace. I don't need all peace. That also is a lie. Every one of us wants to be happy forever, correct? You don't want to just be happy tomorrow or next year. You want to be happy in every measure. I'm saying forever time-based, but you also want that space-based, matter-based, people-based. That's nishtha. Without nishtha, whatever my experience is will change. But with nishtha, that experience is once and for all. I will live happily ever after. Do not make your goal, your aspiration as anything less than nishtha. And if you have, how secretly samsara has a net on you, isn't it? That there is an absolute, but I'm giving priority to the relative. Samsara is so stealth-like, secretive. Nishtha or bust. Oh.